Coming up on this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show, normally it'd be for the SmackDown Ring Report and Hot Topics, but since I was so busy with so much stuff, we're gonna add the NXT and AEW Ring Reports to our Wednesday night due to me being juggling out. But we'll have that. Plus, on the SmackDown Ring Report, Roman Reigns gets a twist that he never saw coming. And we have more as Royal Rumble comes along, as we have more Royal Rumble news to report on Hot Topics. All this and more when the Pro Wrestling Show starts right now. Hello everyone, welcome to this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show. I'm your host as always, Ken Dix here. Glad you can join us here on the Pro Wrestling Show. Thank you all for watching. Like I said, join in the conversation using the hashtag ProWrestling, Connect, and don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe is caring. Tell a friend, call a friend, hit that subscribe button so you won't miss a thing here on the Pro Wrestling Show. And thank you all for watching. And where I said Pro Wrestling new video content is what matters to you, because we want to make the pro wrestling audience feel welcome at home. Thank you all for watching. All right, like I said, we're gonna add the NXT and AEW ring reports later, and hot topics as well. But let's get to the SmackDown ring report. All right, on SmackDown this week, it's Friday Night SmackDown kicked off with the Universal Champion Roman Reigns and his associates, his cousin Jey Uso and Paul Heyman, his advisor. Roman just set that down, and Paul Heyman was looking at the contract, and Paul Heyman and Roman was trying to see what the contract stipulation was, the obligations, and Roman was about to sign, and then Roman told Paul Heyman to go take this contract back to Adam Pearce so Adam Pearce can sign and make it no last man standing instead of no disqualification. And Paul Heyman looked at like, okay, I'll do what you say, boss. And that was it. So it's kind of real interesting that Roman Reigns does run SmackDown. He is the Universal Champion, but he's making lists, making demands like he's the player, coach, the GM, the owner of SmackDown. Or it's the Roman Reigns show, as Roman likes to say. Well, Roman's cousin Jey was in action as well. Jey went against Shinsuke Nakamura. As you recall last week, Shinsuke Nakamura should be the one to be challenging Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship after he went through that grueling gauntlet match that gave him so many praise. It was praise for Nakamura. Nakamura did his thing, but Shinsuke Nakamura went against Jey until he got beat down and stuff. And Cesaro was at ringside. It was a good matchup for sorts to kick off SmackDown with Nakamura, now apparent babyface. Nakamura looked at real like Shinsuke Nakamura. Even got his old music back, which that was something true. And that's what one thing I like about Shinsuke Nakamura. He's different. He's unique. He's original. He does things, and WWE kind of dropped the ball 3 years ago. Around this time when they had him win the Royal Rumble, and then when WrestleMania came, you had him up, man. Nakamura could have been the world heavyweight champion, or WWE champion, but they didn't want to pull the trigger. And I guess WWE's problem with Shinsuke and a lot of other folks is language barrier, but it don't matter. Long they can wrestle. Like I said that about 3 years ago, 2018. If they can wrestle, let them wrestle. And don't matter what language barrier, it's unique, it's mystique. And I think WWE always want their international stars to talk English, but can't always be that way all the time. So you got to make it mystique. Also, when Nakamura won, Cesaro helped him. And Cesaro was going to be in action himself later on against Daniel Bryan. Well, also Natalya, she went on with Tamina's looking her corner to go against Liv Morgan on the Riot Squad and Ruby Riot and the so-called newest member of the Riot Squad, Billie Kay. Well, the match started with Billie Kay was joined with the Riot Squad. Riot Squad really didn't take too kind to her, and she was kind of like, but they made her part of for a week for now. But once Billy Kay got distracted by Tamina and went into the ring, cost Liv Morgan the roll up from Natalia. Natalia and them may be looking at Billy Kay as a ally. So I don't know. Billy Kay kind of in the doghouse with the Riot Squad. So I don't know what they're gonna all lead up to going forward. Also, King of the Ring winner, King Corbin. King Corbin knows a thing or two about Battle Royals. He won the Andre Memorial Battle Royal in 2016 at WrestleMania 32. He went against the legendary World Heavyweight Champion, former Royal Rumble winner, Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio won the Royal Rumble in 2006. I can remember that and I can recall that. Well, Rey Mysterio and King Corbin had a good battle. Dominic was at ringside on commentary, and I think Corey Graves was trying to agitate Dominic about you can't go against King Corbin, and Dominic saying that he wants to stay out of King Corbin's way and be just between King Corbin and Ray. Dominic got distracted by Ray. Well, Ray got distracted by Dominic. Dominic was trying to come up the apron. Next thing you know, King Corbin took advantage with the end of days and won the match. So after that, Ray told Dominic to stay out of my matches, but Dominic saying he wanted to be in it because he wants to show he can beat King Corbin. And Ray said that they have somebody in mind that can take King Corbin on. And who could that be? I don't know. I'm thinking Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman come back to SmackDown. Who knows? I guess they ain't got nothing for Braun to do, so they got to put him somewhere. Hell, Sami Deville came back, so anything possible in WWE. Yeah. Also, former SmackDown Women's Champion Bayley now did her own talk show called Ding Dong Hello, like her own catchphrase and stuff. Well, Bayley's special guest was Bianca Belair. Bianca Belair did a impressive thing in last year's Royal Rumble. She had lasted and stayed in for 30 minutes. Bianca Belair do the same at the Royal Rumble. And that's what Baylor was trying to insinuate, that Bianca Belair did that feat at the Royal Rumble last year. And with Bayley going to be entering the Royal Rumble, it's going to be different. It's going to be fun to see Bayley in the Royal Rumble. Well, the heel version of Bayley, but we'll see. But things got too risky a little bit. And then Bayley said that she announced that she's going to do a competition with Bianca Belair next week. So Bianca Belair claims that she's the EST of WWE, the fastest, the strongest. You know what? Of WWE. So we're going to see that between them two women. Also, Cesaro and Daniel Bryan went on in an instant classic. This match was all pure wrestling skills between these pure technical wrestlers. At the end, Cesaro hit the neutralizer and got the 1-2-3 on Daniel Bryan. I think Daniel Bryan's putting folks over, makes Cesaro look good. So Daniel Bryan probably not going to do the full-time thing. Not too long. But there you go. Yeah. Also, Sasha Banks, the women's champion, had went and tried to confront Carmella. And she told Carmella she'll get a title shot if she goes along to be able to fight Carmella's Smalley, Reginald, first. And Reginald looking like, what, are you serious? It's going to happen. Sasha Banks versus Reginald. We just don't know when and where. Could happen next week. We'll find out. So, and also finally was Apollo Crews versus Sami Zayn. Apollo Crews was seen with Roman Reigns discussing stuff about his future, his career, and this to the beyond the Roman Reigns tree. And Sami Zayn was still with Mr. Conspiracy Theory and stuff, but Conspiracy got too old, got too quick. But Roman helped put some tutelage into Apollo, but Apollo taking the tutelage serious and defeat Sami Zayn. And Big E was at commentary, and then after that, I thought that Apollo was gonna knock Big E, but apparently Apollo took the Intercontinental title, said this is gonna be mine again. And Apollo didn't see it. Big E didn't see it that way. Chaos broke. So look between these two men with unfinished business between them. And finally, was the contract signing between Roman Reigns and WWE official Adam Pearce. Now, we told you last week that it was going to happen. Roman Reigns going against Adam Pearce. And I was like, is this really gonna happen? Roman Reigns told Adam Pearce what he's gonna do to him, what he's gonna be about. Adam Pearce signed the contract. Roman thought he had it in the bag, but Adam Pearce walked out. Roman smiling later with Heyman and Jay and all them. Next thing you know, Adam Pearce limping a little bit, bending his leg back. Adam Pearce turned around and tells Roman that he has been informed that Roman and him won't be having a match at the Royal Rumble, which I said, thank God, that don't. But instead, he found him a suitable replacement for him at the Royal Rumble in the Last Man Standing match. And it's none other than Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens returned. Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns will meet at the Royal Rumble for the Universal title. Man, they met at the Royal Rumble 4 years ago for the title, but Jericho was involved in the Shark Cage. Should they be doing the opposite? Have Jay or Heyman in the Shark Cage? Man, so it was 2017, 18, 19, 20, 21. 4 years ago. And they fight me 4 years later for the same belt? Wow. So they booking. They're going to show the Universal title from that year, 4 years ago? Never know. Find out. But it's going to happen. Adam Pearce put a loophole on Roman Reigns that Roman Reigns didn't see coming. So kudos to Adam Pearce and Kevin Owens. Roman Reigns looking a little bit like he didn't see it coming. He was mad and fuming as you know what. So that's what you get, Roman. See if you can cash chicks in your mouth. You can't cash. All right, let's move over to NXT. On the NXT Ring Report, we're supposed to have an NXT Ring Report during that, but it was so busy. I'm telling you, this week was so busy. Ooh. But NXT started with Candice LeRae went against Shotzi Blackheart, and they went toe to toe. These two women ain't been fanning each other for months and stuff. And all of a sudden, Candice LeRae with the help of Indy Hartwell win the match. Also, NXT champion Finn Balor was out for a promo. He spoke about retaining the NXT title against Kyle O'Reilly. Pete Dunne then came out talking about the tag team champ Danny Burks and Oney Lorcan, talking about how he's going to take the belt from him. They beat down Balor to the Undisputed save him, but Balor Undisputed Era kind of looking like we don't hang with each other, but we had to do what we had to do. But you know how that go. Also, WWE announced the Dusty Rhodes Classic is coming back for the men and women as well. The first time for the women, but for men, started with the Grizzly Young Veterans defeating the Ever Rising by pinfall. So that's it. Also, Shotzi Blackheart will team with Ember Moon in the women's version of the Dusty Rhodes Women's Classic. It should be the two unique team members. See Shotzi with the style, Ember Moon with the yowl, so it's a match made in heaven. Also, North American champion Johnny Gargano was in action when he defeated Dusty Loomis by pinfall with the help of Austin Theory. So, you know how they go. Also, Wade Barrett meditated a confrontation between Tommaso Ciampa and Timothy Thatcher in their upcoming Fight Pit match. Because they're doing Bring Back the Fight Pit match. Timothy Thatcher won against Matt Riddle. This time he's going against Tommaso Ciampa. Timothy Thatcher has the advantage, but we have to see. Also, Dusty Rhodes Team Classic. MSK. We never know what MSK was. They was formerly known as the Rascals. They defeated Isaiah Swerve Scott and Jake Atlas. Swerve Scott and Jake Atlas still having problems with each other. They couldn't work it out, so MSK advances. Also, Toni Storm and Mercedes Martinez will team up in the Dusty Women's Tag Team Classic as well. Look for Toni Storm with that huge butt to make a difference, and Mercedes Martinez, a rough, tough background, taking it down to the legs. Also, Zaya Lee was in action. The new and improved version of Zaya Lee. She went against Jabba, and she defeated her in a complete squash. So that was it. And the main event was for the Dusty Rhodes Classic Match 1. Adam Cole, the Undisputed Era, and Roger Strong team up against Breezango. Good matchup between these two. Breezango, former tag team champions. Breezango was unable to advance to the Tournament Classic as the Undisputed Era did. So There you go. All right. That ends the NXT report. When we return, we're going to talk about a whole bunch of hot topics. We found out Chris Jericho was tested positive for COVID-19 and many others who just revealed they tested positive or was positive before during the events of last year. We'll have this and more when the Pro Wrestling Show continues after this. Welcome back to the Pro Wrestling Show. I'm your host, as always, Ken Dix here. Glad you can join us on the Pro Wrestling Show. Join in that conversation using the hashtag Pro Wrestling here on Connect. And don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe is care. Tell a friend, call a friend, hit the subscribe button so you won't miss a thing here on the Pro Wrestling Show. All right. Like I said, Pro Wrestling Show, make content for you, Pro Wrestling audience. All right, let's get to hot topics. On hot topics this week, man, what a hot topics we have for you this week. First, we're gonna start with, we heard that Chris Jericho was tested positive for COVID-19, but Jericho later revealed that he was tested positive in September, so many people didn't see Jericho during the month of September on AEW television. I think Jericho, and in that time he was performing for Sturgis. You know, it was a super spread with all those people out there. Come on. And I don't know. People just don't take this virus seriously or what. You got to take this serious. If you don't, then people just, and then to stay 6 feet and wear your mask and stuff and just wash your hands. People don't, people just don't, people won't do what they want to do. Okay, you're going to see. Also, Michelle McCool also announced that she's been tested positive for COVID-19. The former Divas champion and Women's champion tested positive online on social media. And well wishes to Michelle McCool out, for her stuff. A lot of people coming out with this COVID-19 stuff, and everyone got to take it seriously because you never know. People just don't. Like it is what it is. Let's see. Also, Nikki Bella wants to be part of WWE Creative. Former Divas champion, longest reigning Divas champion, says that she can put a woman's instinct into WWE Creative. I think the old Warrior's wife, she's in that part of that list, so she can, in the day, possibly, if you can add more voices and more. It says Daniel Bryan, her brother-in-law, is in WWE Creative. She can kind of help out. I think that's what Daniel's doing as a wrestler / performer and stuff. So if she can do it, she's just trying to keep herself doing something. You know how that go. Also, T-Bar and Sami Guevara. T-Bar from the Retribution, Sami Guevara from the Inner Circle, feuded on Twitter over a finishing maneuver. And Sami Guevara and T-Bar went ballistic. So right now, there you go. They said top WWE star not signed to a new contract. I think they said Matt Riddle. We thought soon he signed, but he really didn't. So I don't know with that one and stuff. Also, Eric Rowan does a tribute to Bro Lee. Eric Rowan, who appeared on Dynamite, did that heartwarming tribute to Bro Lee. And, it was that he did a tattoo to remember his longtime tag team partner and friend. Also, Tony Schiavone revealed that Sonny Kiss is injured. That's why we haven't seen Sonny Kiss on Dark. So Tony Schiavone revealed on the AEW post show that Sonny Kiss has an injury and wanted to keep it private as best. Speaking of this was kind of weird too. Ring of Honor champion Roosh reported passed on by WWE. I think Roosh was supposed to sign with WWE. When Roosh found out WWE was going to give him a lowball offer, he didn't want to sign. Or WWE didn't want to sign him. I think Roosh wanted a ridiculous price or something, and WWE said, "No, we'll pass." I guess Roosh now remains with Ring of Honor as his world champion. So, also, The Miz declares himself into the Miz Royal Rumble. So The Miz did so on TMZ Sports. So The Miz going into the Rumble. AJ Kurtz, who was a color commentator on MLW, now announced his departure from MLW, and now he's now on AEW Dark, so there you go. Also, Demolition Axe tested positive for COVID-19. Keep Bill eating your prayers. Also, WWE Superstar Spectacular will come. They're going to feature WWE stars from India, showcase them. A couple other WWE superstars will, like Charlotte Flair, AJ, Drew, will be part of it. Jinder Mahal slated to appear. So it should be good. I think WWE's doing that for Indian Republic Day or something. So there you go. Retribution offer a low pay. So everybody's getting low pay this week. Oh, let's see. Okay. Also, The Rock, the People's Champion, announced that he's going to announce an energy drink that is clean and healthy. So The Rock's getting into drinking with the tequila, and now he's getting into the energy drink business and stuff. So, also, Triple H says that he's Mr. McMahon's in case of emergency guy. So I guess that's what was part when Drew wasn't unable to perform and had COVID. So he's a case of emergency guy. So Renee Young claims WWE had her take dialect classes to drop her Canadian accent. So Renee Young dropped her Canadian accent due to WWE telling her drop it. So that's why we never see A, E, or something. Also, former WWE executive, co-presidents George Barrows and Michelle Wilson launched a new investment group. Since being released by WWE last year, Michelle Barrows and Michelle Wilson and George Barrows started a launching group. So I'm wondering what this launching group investment group going to do going forward. So I never know. They were saying that Vince didn't want to go with their vision or what they wanted. Didn't want to go with Vince's vision. But, the man runs the place, runs the check, so you had to go along with him if you want to keep your job. So, but they said, hey, screw it. We'll do something else. That's what they did. So, well, I need to check that out. Also, MLW reported doing a second series. Developing a second series. I don't know what this second series is going to be. Showcase more talent on MLW. I think what they gotta do is do like how Dynamite do one. Just expand it to 2 hours on YouTube. That's where wrestling going. Wrestling going on TV, unfortunately. Like WWE, AEW, that's it. But everybody else be on Disney. Which wrestlers getting paid just like average 9 to 5s. Also, that's kind of it. All right. And then we just found out that Alex Shelley will miss the Hard to Kill pay-per-view. We're gonna have the Hard. If you watching, then we had pre-taped the Hard to Kill. We had pre-taped before Sami. Alex Shelley made that comment, so Moose will be replacing him. So really don't make no difference. I think Moose is gonna turn on Rich Swann and want the world title, which he should have been going for in the beginning. But it is what it is. We already found out Mandy Rose and Lana, they made 6 figures on Instagram, which you can see that coming. And it said that Lisa said Mr. McMahon threatened her to fire her if she didn't do the live sex thing. Wow. I ain't gonna threaten somebody if they don't want to participate. It's just crazy on his part. But Mr. McMahon go. He won things his way. Alright. That ends Hot Topics. Let's move over to the AEW Dynamite report. Now, we're supposed to have AEW Dynamite along with NXT, but we're going to cover it here. So maybe this next week we'll get everything back in order. So, Pac went against Ray Phoenix in Pentagon Zero. Pac went with Ray Phoenix in Pentagon Zero to take on Eddie Kingston with the Blade, Money, and the Butcher. Now, this whole rivalry been going on for longest. But Pac and them got, you know how that go. Pat won his revenge on Eddie Kingston. And at the end, Pat hits the Black Arrow and covered Eddie Kingston. But Pat did that move and Eddie Kingston choked this, out of him. So, also, another interesting thing, Miro with Kip Sami and Penelope Ford went against Chuck Taylor and Orange Cassidy. Miro defeated Chuck Taylor win, because if Chuck Taylor lost, he would have to be Miro's. He had to have Miro for 30 days, or Miro's Butler. It had to do with Miro access him until Sabian and Ford's wedding date. So Chuck Taylor now property of Miro, and Miro just act like he had, it says, you know what.
The next month of Chuck Taylor's.
Yeah, he had him the way he wanted him and stuff. But Orange Cassidy was all on him. Orange Cassidy had to do it by himself. With Trent out, the injury, and Chuck's being in Miro's possession, now Orange Cassidy had to do things on his own. He won by submission. Also, Dasha talked with the Private Party and Matt Hardy as their manager, and talked about the 30% rule that Matt Hardy put out there. And I don't know what Matt Hardy's alluding to. Private Party slowly figuring things out, but you can tell once they do, they're gonna ditch Matt. Matt Hardy come up with a new gimmick and personality for her or something. Also, the Inner Circle was in the ring to make their New Year's resolutions. They put themselves in a match that they're going to be in a 3-way match where whoever gets a shot at the World Tag Team title. So, said something about Santana and Ortiz would team up against MJF and Jericho, and Sam Guevara and Hager will team up. And I guess they left Wardlow out the picture. So whoever wins between them three teams in the circle gets a World Tag Team title shot against the Bucks in the future date. So also, Alex Monroe's top of the Dark Order and wonder what's next for the Dark Order since losing their leader, Bro Lee. You know saying that they have to be better people and do everything in Lee's name. And next week they hand Page your team and wants to talk to him, but and Page kind of agrees and let him know when he'll let him know in the group. So don't know what's that going to be going forward. I think they were supposed to have Page against Bro Lee in a way that it recruit him into the group, but Bro Lee probably was going to turn on Page. They was going to have a match from there, but since the unfortunate had passed in Bro Lee, he had to switch things. Hopefully they don't go to that direction. If they can put Page in the group, they don't want to make Page the leader, but we never know. So, also, Page was drunk as you drinking his drink. AEW Dynamite doing the AEW Awards, so they're doing that soon. And they gave a brief recap on Taz and Darby Allin history. Taz wanted to be Darby Allin manager, and Darby Allin rejected his offer. So, also Dasha caught up with AEW champion Kenny Omega, Don Callis, and the Young Bucks, and sent the band back together. And there you go. The AEW champion Kenny Omega was in action. In the Impact Tag Team Champions, the Good Brothers, Carl Anderson and Doc Gallows was in action against the Varsity Blondes and Danny Limelight. It was easy peasy, and they just beat him down, prepping themselves for tonight's All Impact Hard to Kill. Well, then Dasha, the AEW looked annoyed, and they brought out the Good Brothers. The Good Brothers came out there and teamed up. That was it. Good Brothers and Kenny Omega won by pinfall. Anderson Gallows hit the man to kill on Diamond Limelight. John Moxley came out there trying to get him some, and they left for the fences. Also, speaking of that, was the waiting room with Britt Baker and Reba, with tonight's special guest Cody Rhodes. Now they've been doing this interview segment on Dark. It's been good. It should be on Dark, but they was prepping up for a big, top shipment. It's like how Baylor segment was ding dong and stuff. What Dr. Britt Baker welcomed Cody, and all of a sudden, Britt Baker talked about how Cody impregnated Brandon and kept her away for 9 months. Next thing you know, Jay Cargill comes in. Jay Cargill looks tall and Cody muscle bound. You look good too. And she was out there and she ripped and ran on Cody and said, "You don't." And Cody, she said, "What am I going to do? I have to go against." And we don't know if she's messing with Shaq and we don't know if she's dealing with Shaq. But it was so funny. But a lot of people might not like it, but you know how he is. But Cody said he does find one for her. And Red Velvet came out there, a little short, and she went to get, and they was trying to beat each other, trying to brawl and chaos, and it was just too much chaos, controlled chaos. And so now it's official. We don't never know, but Reba, Rebel, Britt Baker will go against Thunder Rose at Beach Break. So now there you go. And she kept saying Tony. She didn't want to be in the match. So let's see. It was an interesting segment. Cody didn't do nothing. Cody was like a deer in the headlights, just standing there. There you go. Also, Jurassic Express with Lucifer Swords went against FTR with Tully Blanchard. I didn't feel like there was a match right there, but they put Marco Stunt in the match, which made things worse. And I don't know why FTR would put themselves into that, but they made the best of them. They had to deal with Marco Stunt, but it just didn't make no sense. And they went along the match. Marco Stunt didn't look like he was a contender. Why didn't they have Luchasaurus out there to even things out? But they didn't want to feel for like a dinosaur against them. It was just weird. Jungle Boy, he's a great wrestler. He's getting there, but he needs to get some more games and stuff. And then Marco Stunt looked like a child for a 8-year-old against. I mean, really. But FTR's Hope won the match. Thank God. By pinning the submachine. The big rig. Oh, Lord. What the hell they think about doing with Marco Stunt? And why Marco Stunt even want to participate? You know he ain't going to win, but you know how they go. Jim Cornette probably said worse than I did. But when Serena Deeb, entire country with Anna Jay for the the NWA Women's Championship. They still got the NWA. Oh, God. Just Serena Deeb won the match easily, by pinfall. So next week on the show, Chris Jericho told you that Top Flight Master Edward, Matt Hardy, and Private Party. Miro to give an update on his new butler with Nia Rose versus Layla Hirsch, Moxley and Anderson. So it's a lot of things going on, a lot of motion. So Paige gives Anderson joining the group after the match. So Adam Page supposed to team up the Dark Order against Hybrid and Paradise Brothers. So we'll see. Winner is official tag team in the circle. So we'll see on that. The main event was Darby Allin defending the TNT title against Brian Cage. Rick Starks and Hoods at ringside. Taz joined for commentary. It was good. I felt like they had one spot where Cage was trying to make Darby look good, and Cage brought the steel steps and fell on the steel step. For Cage being the animal that he's supposed to be, he is just, I don't know, I would just put Cage like Goldberg or something. You wouldn't want to put him against Darby Allin, like FTR against Marco Stunt. They just, who's booking this stuff? Tony Khan is. It's just, oh my God. I just hope they know what they're doing. But next thing you know, Darby Allin win by pinfall over Cage with a crucifix bomb. Now that was something that he could probably win with leverage. But Steen came out there, hit Ricky Starks with the bat, and Steen left with the snow, and I guess he's Darby Allin's mentor going forward. So there you go. This AEW was okay, but it was just kind of a mismatch. It was like you got the Snicker versus mini sizes. So AEW just that variety of various wrestlers, if you ask me. All right, so we have done it. We've done it for the AEW and NXT reports and SmackDown report. So hey, thank you all for watching the Pro Wrestling Show. We should be back on track coming up for Monday for Raw. hopefully for Wednesday and Friday, the weekend edition and stuff for the Pro Wrestling Show. So I've been your host, Ken Dixon, so long. We'll see you next week for another edition of the Pro Wrestling Show. See you later.